Hey there, I'm Darcy Clark. I'm at Yoga Therapy Toronto, and today we're going to do a bit of a practice that helps to bring more awareness into movement of the pelvis and strength in the lower belly. Okay, so a good prop to have is a block if you've got one. If not, if you don't have a block, have like a small pillow or something, or even a folded blanket that you can hold. We're going to be holding it between the inner thighs. So this is a great practice to do just to get you in touch with the core and the movement of the pelvis and the lower belly in order for you to do some more challenging poses. That is in my other core video, Awakening the Core. All right, so enjoy the practice. So come onto your back with your knees bent and your feet grounded about below the knees. And take your hands onto your lower belly. Just let your hands rest, kind of one hand on either side of your lower belly, just below your navel. And try to do your best to relax your shoulders and relax your elbows to the floor. Just feel your upper body sinking down into the ground. And if it helps, you can close your eyes so you can better tune in to your breath. And just with your hands resting on your belly, you'll be able to feel how the breath moves here in the lower abdomen. So try not to make anything in particular happen as you breathe here. And instead, just try to breathe naturally without force or effort. So you can notice how your belly moves naturally with each breath. And it may be hard to detect movement here, it might be rather subtle, and that's okay. Just notice any movement you can. So as you really allow your belly to relax here, it's going to move more freely with your breath. So do your best to let go of any tension in your belly. And as you breathe, feel how it moves. So with each inhale, you might notice that your belly rises up into the hands. And as you exhale, you can feel your belly sinking down again. So see if you can feel that natural movement of the belly rising and falling with your breath. Do your best not to force the movement. So you're not pushing your belly up into your hands, you're not hugging or sinking it or squeezing it back down. Just letting this movement be free without strain. So do your best to keep that movement going of the breath moving effortlessly through your body and letting the belly move with your breath. As you bring your awareness into the back of your pelvis. So feel the back of your pelvis, which is really your sacrum, the base of your spine. It's just below your waist and just above your tailbone. Feel that area. And we're going to begin to move the pelvis, shifting the weight towards your tailbone and back again towards the back of your waist. So when you're ready, as you breathe in, shift your weight forward towards your tailbone. And as you exhale, shift your weight back towards the back of your waist. So it makes sense as you breathe in and your belly fills to rock your weight forward to the tailbone. And as you exhale and your belly sinks again, rock your weight back to the lower back. So with each inhale, belly fills naturally, tailbone pushes down to the floor. And with each exhale, belly releases naturally. Lower back or back of the waist pushes into the ground. So feeling this movement of your pelvis in a gentle rock forward and back. Let the movement follow the rhythm of your breath, feeling as though it's really the breath that's moving you. So do your best to have less effort and feel the movement nice and fluid, nice and slow. All the while keeping relaxed here through your neck, through your shoulders, and also keeping your buttocks relaxed. Notice whether your buttocks want to clench at any point, and see if you can do less with your buttocks. If they want to clench, it usually means you're going too far. Okay, so ease off and move less. Try to feel the movement more powered by your breath and a little bit by the lower belly here, especially with your exhale. As you exhale and your belly sinks, your belly is gently kind of hugging in and down to help power the movement of your pelvis. So let's keep that movement going. And the next time you rock your pelvis back, keep it there. Okay, so you're keeping your lower back flat towards the ground. Your pelvis has rocked back, so you're rooting down through the back of your waist. Now with your hands rested here on your lower belly, you can feel your lower belly, how it's just kind of sunken in a little bit. You're not actively sucking it in, okay? You're just letting it relax, and as you keep your pelvis back, it will naturally fall into the body a little more, the belly. So keeping your hands on your belly so you can feel your belly kind of broadening more away from your navel. Lift one foot off the ground, bringing your shin parallel to the ground, heel in line with your knee and your knee above your hip. So do your best to keep your shoulders relaxed, keep your belly broad and releasing away from your navel, kind of towards your opposite hip points. Raise your other foot off the ground. So both knees are above your hips here, both shins are parallel to the floor. You can find a bit of length there if you like through your heels, broadening your belly. Keep the breath moving as best you can. Feeling how the breath is moving a little shallower now, less movement in the belly because the belly is working. So feel the breath a little higher up into the chest, into the lungs. Good, and then with your next exhale, bring your feet back to the floor. Root here into your feet, grounding into your heels below your knees. Let's take the hands, rooting them arms into the ground, and then push down through the feet and slowly raise your hips off the ground. So here you want to feel as grounded as you can through your heels, through the balls of your big toes. Your heels are right below your knees, so you've got a nice strong foundation through the feet, and feel the strength in your legs to lift your hips higher towards the ceiling. And do your best to stay as grounded as you can through the backs of your upper arms, to feel a little more of a lift through the chest as you keep long through the lower back. So feel your tailbone, let it reach towards your knees. That's it, as you take another breath here. And then with your next exhale, try to roll down nice and slowly, bringing one vertebra down at a time, back to the floor. All right, so if you've got your block, we're going to do that same thing, but this time with the block between the thighs, block or folded blanket or pillow. So have your block, the skinny edge, between your inner thighs here. Your inner thighs are hugging the block gently. All right. So with your feet grounded once again below the knees, take your hands to your lower belly again. And just find that rocking motion of the pelvis with your breath a few times. This is really excellent movement to just get you in touch with your breath and at the same time loosen up through your lower back. You can feel the movement of your whole spine as you stay relaxed. You can feel a gentle ripple of movement traveling up the spine as your pelvis rocks forward and back. So once again, the next time you rock your pelvis back, flattening your lower back to the ground, feel your belly broaden, feel it sink in a little bit towards the body, and then do your best to either take one foot up at a time or both feet up together, whatever you like. Try to keep broad through the low belly. You might notice that the belly is pouched up, so see if you can find the lower belly broadening again away from your navel here. If that's really tough, you can take your knees closer to your body until you find that broadening action again, and then go only as far as you can go with your knees coming away from your body again before you lose that strength in the belly. All right? So you determine that for yourself here as you continue to breathe and rest your upper back and your shoulders into the ground. Finding 2 more breaths, perhaps hugging the block a little more. Feel the work in your inner thighs. Feel how that connects a little more you to your lower belly. All right. And then slowly release again, both feet to the floor, heels below your knees, about hip bone distance apart. Keep the block there, the prop there between your thighs, and let's take the arms down by your sides again. Rooting here into your hands, into your feet. Slowly lift the hips. By the strength of your legs, you're pushing down through your ankles, through your heels, through the balls of the big toes, and sending the hips up. Notice that you're not clenching your buttocks in order to lift your hips. Try to do a little less work in the glutes and find more of the work in your legs. Hug your block, push down through your feet, find your footprints into your mat, and with that strength, your hips will rise. Breathing into the front of the body, finding greater expansion into the lungs. With your exhale, keep some length and softness in the neck, rooting down through your upper back. And then with your next exhale, try to roll down again nice and slowly, feeling the tailbone come down last if you can. All right. And then from there, once you're down, release your prop between your thighs. And just bring both knees into your chest. Gently rock a little bit from side to side. All right. So coming back to center with your knees into your chest here. As you breathe in, stretch up through your heels and float your arms over your head. As you exhale, you can point your toes just to warm up the ankles a little bit. Hug the knees into the chest. So with each inhale, stretch up comfortably through the backs of your legs, through the heels, arms floating overhead again. And with each exhale, point the toes. Feel like you're hugging out all the breath as the knees come in. So let this movement continue, following the rhythm of your own breath. So try to emphasize here the stretch in the backs of the legs, while keeping your upper body, your shoulders, your neck nice and relaxed. So you're not reaching so much with your arms. Instead, just feeling your shoulders move comfortably as you find more length through the backs of your legs. So with each inhale, lengthen up through your heels, even if you can't straighten the legs comfortably. Lengthen through the heels. And then exhale and point the toes again back into the body. And just a couple more. All right, so the next time, lift your legs up again, arms overhead. And keeping your legs up, just bring your arms back down beside you. So try to root down through the shoulders. You might even like to slide your shoulder blades further down your back. Feel rooted across your upper back. So if you've got tight hamstrings, you more than likely will look more like this with your knees bent. That's perfectly fine. Stay here as best you can. And then we're going to find a bit of movement in the legs to, again, strengthen a little more through the lower belly, through the low back. So as you breathe in, stretch through your right heel and slowly lower it down as far as you can go without strain. And then with your exhale, bring your leg back up to meet the other one. And inhale, stretch through the left heel. Try to lead with your heel as you lower it down as far as it can go towards the floor. And then exhale, keep the belly broad as you bring your leg back up. So keep this movement going to the rhythm of your own breath. And if it's a big challenge for you to have your legs more straight and moving only from your hips, then start it with your knees bent and simply stretch one leg down as far as it can go, and then bring that knee back into the body, stretching the other leg down as far as it can go. Okay? So you can look like this with your knees bent, straightening one leg at a time. Or you can be there with both legs straight and simply lowering one leg at a time. All right, so as you continue to move here, make sure you can still breathe. And at any time, feel free to rest and get the breath back. Noticing how it's feeling in your upper back and in your neck and shoulders. Trying to continue to feel the ground, resting into the floor. So, once you're done, your left leg lowering for the last time, bring both knees back into your chest and just hug it out here. Again, gently rock from side to side, massaging through your lower back. And roll over onto your side to come back up slowly to sitting. So thanks very much for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them on my blog or email me at darcy@darcyclark.com. All right, thank you very much. Namaste.